this up on my screen.
Doug, do you know what about the,
You okay?
I was going to ask about the beer sales. I don't think Jake is coming, so I was going
Well, hopefully. I would like to call to order the Monday, March 20th meeting of the City of Monona Finance and Personnel Committee. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderwood.
Here.
Mayor O'Connor.
Here. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the March 6th meeting?
So moved.
I will second. Doug, do you have any corrections or additions?
I do not.
Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. There are no appearances. There is no unfinished business. Under item 6A, under new business, consideration of resolution 23-3-2616, authorizing the issuance and sale of $2,870,000 in general obligation promissory notes, series 2023A. Is there a motion to approve this?
Move to approve.
And I will second. Mr. Belongia, do we want Jeff to go over there?
Yeah, well, you can work on, just so before Jeff gets up there, this is just AR 2023 capital borrowing.
Okay.
So this is what this relates to.
All right.
You go ahead. Oh, yep.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, thank you. First of all, my sincere condolences to friends and family of Kathy. What a wonderful lady. I was telling Arlene that my first day in Monona was interviewing with Kathy, Rob Call, former Mayor Metcalf, and then City Administrator Dave Berner. And so my whole tenure here, since June of 2003, I think it was, I've spent obviously watching all the fine work that you guys have done, and certainly Kathy was a part of all of that. She always did what was best for the city, and I'm very sincere in that. She thought about it, hashed it over, was willing to compromise when necessary, but she always did what she felt was best for the city, and I certainly appreciated that. So, again, it's very sad when I heard that today.
Thank you. It's a big loss.
We have our capital projects belonging, as Mark said. It's $2.87 million. That's interesting for a number of reasons. As you know, we've done a lot of various improvements here within this. Sorry. Good. All right, thank you. No one's ever accused me of being too quiet when I talk. As I said, this one, $2,870,000 for our annual CIP, Capital Improvements Plan. I want you to keep in mind that we're actually paying off almost $6.5 million of principal debt this year. So when you look at that, significant that we are certainly outpacing what we've done in the last number of years in terms of recovering indebtedness. But I also wanted to take just a minute, if I can, to talk a little bit about that, because people say, well, explain to me the debt. Do we have too much debt? Well, this is a corporation of $1.7 billion plus in terms of your value. In terms of the specific for Monona, I would kind of answer that as saying, well, do you want to get rid of Garden Circle? Would you like to eliminate all the improvements on Monona Drive? Do you want to take back all that we've done in terms of our tax incremental districts, in terms of increasing our tax base? So when you look at that, at least for a city, when you're asking a question about debt, you really have to look at it as an asset. It's paying for assets that this city has put in place over the last number of years, and you're paying for them quite rapidly, which allows you to take on additional debt without any extended period of time where you're paying more interest than you absolutely should. And I think, as you know, certainly Doug knows, the mayor, you've been here a while, and Mark, we paid very little in interest costs for our debt over the last 15, 20 years. You know, certainly way below the historic inflation rate, let alone last year's and this year's inflation rate. So I just wanted to make sure that people understood that, those people in the community, those people who are watching. We have never borrowed, meaning the city, for operational purposes. That's something we don't do, we've never had to do. But part of your budget and your good capital budget is part of how you operate the city, because your hands are really tied by legislature, by the statutes in terms of how any city can raise money. So operational purposes, you're really restricted to basically almost a negligible number in terms of net real growth. So you guys have done a great job. You really have. I've been very impressed in working with these people. And when I came in 2003, Moody's said they were going to downgrade us to below the A category. We are now a double A plus. And that's not me telling you that, that's somebody from Chicago, another firm looking at credits and comparing us to other credits of our size throughout the United States. So thank you for indulging me and letting me spew a little bit.
I'm just wondering if you could confirm, because this came up at the mayoral forum yesterday, the fact that we're at double A plus, it is, and it helps potential borrowers, people who buy our bonds, to know that that's a rating, that it's a good option for them. But it's also an indication of our financial strength, correct?
Well, there's no question.
Yes.
It's a huge indication of your financial strength. Because, Mayor, that's an excellent point. Those credit ratings are nice and they're pretty, but they're never any good if you don't need them. You know, when I look at my personal credit score, I go, oh, that's pretty nice, but I never go borrow money because I don't have to. I never live beyond my means, and I pay my credit cards off every month. But it's kind of nice to have a good score, but it's not likely I'm really going to be able to take advantage of it because I just don't need to. No, you're absolutely correct. What that rating is, it's an analysis of your debt and how strong you are in terms of your financial position to be able to pay that debt off in its prescribed period of time. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And yes, when you go to market, I'll tell you, when we do that official statement, that document for you, that's the full disclosure document that goes out to buyers, they look at the front cover. Are these GO? Are they bank qualified, non-bank qualified? First of all, I guarantee you, they look up in that upper right-hand corner and say, oh, a double A plus. I'd like to have some of those in my portfolio. So, you're
Good.
correct.
Thank you.
Spot on. Anything else? Try to condense the things as you usually do. You kind of look at source and uses of funds. We sold your bonds at a premium. The net premium delivered to you, along with the $2,870,000 for capital projects, the net premium is $197,009. That will, unlike some other states who could use that for project costs, we're required in the state of Wisconsin to put that toward your debt service payment, which is fine. So it's going to go toward in the debt service fund at closing, and Mark will use it to offset any levy for next year's debt service payment.
Okay.
It's fund balance use.
It's fund balance.
In the debt service when we
Okay.
use it for next year.
If you take a look at the yield curve, 2024 we're at 273, and all the way out to 2031 we're at 290. 17 basis points across all that time. It's as flat as I've seen since I've been in the business. So bodes well for us in terms of our reinvestment, because I think Mark certainly knows, and he explained it quite well during our rating call. When you're budgeting, you're probably going to have a few more interest earning dollars this year than you've seen in the last 7 to 10. So that'll also help in terms of reducing what becomes your true interest cost, which is down in the bottom. After all is said and done, and over that time against the principal payments and paying all the costs, you're at 3.60%. But you'll work your way under that in terms of the true cost, because you can reinvest these monies while you're not using them.
Okay.
And probably at 4.5%, so I'm guessing we're getting some stuff at
That would be good.
4.5%. Most of my construction funds here aren't. 430s, 440s.
Okay. Any questions, Doug? Did you?
Yeah. Why do you think it is that the Why do you think it is that the curve is so flat on going up?
That's it. Thank you, Doug. I know a little bit about this stuff, so it's kind of nice when somebody asks me to regurgitate some of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've been put in a position where the Federal Reserve has had to continually increase the supply, the cost of the supply of money. Okay, the discount rate is called. It's the rate that banks borrow from the Federal Reserve System to lend to people like us, people who do business, people who are building homes, those types of things. So what that has done, because inflation has jumped so high, and the feds have moved in to try to control the money supply, what it's done is it's given some confidence to the longer investors. If you look out at 31, that 290 is not terrible. I mean, it really isn't.
Right.
And so what it has done is, at least right now, there's some confidence that the moves by the Fed are going to stave off long-term inflation. And so they're willing to make us suffer in the short end of things, but you can't go too far with that, of course, because the more you make money difficult to get, it's more difficult for businesses to grow and expand and improve. So that can't continue to go on for a long time, but for at least right now, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's certainly held inflation or long-term interest rates in place, and the municipal market is competing quite well against the treasury market. So thanks for that question.
Yeah. That's even what I thought the answer was, so that's even better.
You've been reading too. Thanks, Doug.
So anything else?
No.
Okay, well, I guess if there aren't any other questions, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Or do we need a roll call,
Yeah.
probably?
Roll
Will clerk please call the roll?
Alderwood.
Aye.
Mayor O'Connor.
Aye. Motion passes. Next item, consideration of Resolution 23-3-2618, authorizing beer sales by Parks and Recreation staff during 2023 special events. Is there a motion to approve this?
Move to approve.
I will second. And Doug, are you prepared to explain this? Ms. James is not here.
I think we've been doing this every year recently. That basically, it's all the events that they will be, Park and Rec Department will be selling beer at. There was a list, and there's a list.
There is a list here.
That's a lot of it is beer gardens at Schluter, and also that's San Damiano and UCP Grand Crossing Park. So I think there's a few more of them maybe this year, but not a whole lot. In fact, there might even be less because I think they might have oversaturated the market a little bit.
And it's required, I believe, it's for the Wisconsin state statute to apply for this every year. Is that Jake?
Oh, okay.
Section 125.16. Falls underneath the guidance for us, I guess it's not.
Right.
I guess we should have had a motion.
But
Did we have a motion?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Oh, we did. That's okay. I'm sorry, now that you mention it. Any other questions, or Mark, did you have anything else to add?
No.
Okay, then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Moving on, acceptance of general fund accounts payable checks dated March 3rd to the 16th, 2023. Documentation of invoices paid is available in the city clerk's office.
Page 20, page 25. Just got a couple things here. City Madison Treasurer, Atwood Avenue project costs. They were running. They bill us. We pay them. So just everybody knows Atwood is underway as of right now. Page 31. Aggregate appraisal services. This is the final year, so we'll have to kind of work out an RFP for next year. They did give us a quote, but we still are going to go out and do an RFP with that.
When would that be, Mark? Like
Um,
this summer maybe? Or?
This summer. Probably have to start it fairly soon.
Okay.
Page 32, Axie Burleson, just kind of the attorney's costs. You know, it's broken down by different types. General is just the general stuff of the bill. But there's kind of a couple things I want to hit at, you know, get some litigations and another lawsuit underneath that. So that's where a lot of time the bill ends up spending its time on. Redevelopment matters, they are paid through TIFs on those. Page 33, City of Sun Prairie at the annual NPS-IS membership.
And that's the police consortium.
Yes. Page 37, MG&E, LED streetlights. The first one on that line. That is our 2023 capital budget, and we just borrowed for it. But so that is the process of converting those lights.
Does the fact that we've been billed for that mean they're all done?
That means they. No, they're not all done yet.
Okay.
I had a question on page 34, Funny Faces. It's for the fall festival. It seems like, is that they just didn't submit a bill? I mean, it seems like a long time for them.
It's right at the bottom
to
of
wait to get
34.
paid. It's only $750, but.
Oh, it's a prepayment because we have to book in advance.
Oh,
Oh, prepayment, that makes sense. Okay.
Depositing.
Yeah,
and part of it is for the Easter egg hunt.
right, yeah.
Page 38. MSA, as everybody knows, sand out. I think there's a meeting tomorrow with that for the master plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And page MISPO captioning Inc. That's Will's Omni video server package. That's part of the capital budget. And then page 42, waste management. I assume everybody knows we'll be going out for bids for this one too this year. So that will be in the works.
When will we be doing that? Is that this summer too?
I know he's working on writing the
Let's see.
RFP now.
I assume we need to know that before we start planning the budget.
Yes, you'll have that right around that time.
All right, any further questions?
Nope,
Is there a motion to accept the bills?
I move to accept the bills.
I will second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye,
Aye, motion passes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
move to adjourn.
I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you.